Can you please sit down? Thank you. Okay.
Oh, I like to sing. I've never been so far away from you.
I'm glad you're comfortable. We're going to begin with the questions. Is that okay?
Christina.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina.
Okay.
Hello.
If you need translation, there's the devices in the table. Okay, you can put it on. Okay. Primera pregunta, Bernardo Soto, tu Radio Man. Over here, the first question.
Buenos días. Les quería preguntar a los dos, son 20 años de la primera parte. ¿Cómo ha avanzado la tecnología en esos 20 años? Si tomamos en cuenta que esta imagen hace 16 años era un meme análogo. Entonces, la primera Día de la Independencia tiene muchísimos efectos especiales que se vuelven como lo normal en los blockbusters. Ahora, ¿cómo enfrentan este blockbuster, estos efectos especiales en este momento? Y la otra, gran parte de los que estamos aquí no hemos podido ver la película por un embargo internacional.
Eso no tiene nada que ver.
No. Se está corriendo el rumor de que en la última media hora tendrá el regreso especial, un regreso sorpresa de uno de los participantes de la primera. ¿Nos puedes contar algo de eso?
The surprise of the last half hour. The microphone, please. Use the microphone. Or the last half hour of life right now.
On the film. On the film. There's a rumor. They haven't seen the film.
Yeah, because nobody's seen the film. None of you have seen the film?
No. There's an embargo.
You saw the film. You saw the film.
Don't feel bad.
You saw the film.
I'm waiting for the premiere.
So there's several of those. Now, is this for me or Jessie or either of those? Of course, you know Jessie. I think I understand. Okay, it's a multi-pointed question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, they haven't seen it, there's a surprise in the last half hour, they think. We're going to address that possibly. And the other thing is technology has advanced, and what about that? I win. Oh, there's your question. You go, Jess.
Well, Roland Emmerich is a tremendous spectacle director, and that means a lot to him. So, the fact that he waited 20 years because he wanted the film to have a different look, he wanted his options to be open, he wanted no limits on the film, digitally. The fact, he was thinking, how can I top the first film? And in the last 20 years, it's just less need for practical work, and now everything we did was over blue screen for the most part. We had body scanners to where we could place our characters in parts of the film that we never physically went to. So you may see my character walking or doing some action somewhere that I never actually had to do because they were able to scan a 360 of my body to have me do whatever is physically impossible. What else? What do you think else is advanced?
Well, these, I don't know what's interesting to them. You've seen the trailer. You've all seen the trailer. So you get a sense, it's true what you said, that I see movie makers are kind of trying to top each other. And Roland Emmerich, the wonderful director, was not so interested in making a sequel at all. One of the things he says, we've heard him say, that caused him to be enthusiastic and passionate about it at this time was that the technology had advanced, so he could, he's got things that, he likes to say, yes, and he's got things in his mind. He's a kind of, he enjoys his own visions, of these spectacles that he wants to paint and create. But always before, and certainly 20 years ago, he said a scissor in his brain, where he went, well, I can't do that, I don't know how we could do that, etc. And then he says he was working on 2012. A kind of interesting story that I only heard the last couple of days as we were doing these things. And he said that they started to use, digital cameras, computers, and anyway, the technology had advanced, and he went, hey, now we could do Independence Day again, I think I got some ideas that I think we could now do. That was for 2012. And they cracked a script, we came up with a script, and D. Devlin, they were excited about. But that's the technology story, and you'll see when you see it. It's really something. You know, the first ships were the size of cities, city destroyers. This is told in the, it's no secret, in the trailer, there's one ship that comes, but it's so big, it's as big as the Atlantic Ocean. And so one of the fleet plants itself in Washington, D.C., and the other one in Morocco, and the other one, you know, it's like that. I don't think we've seen anything like that. I can't remember a movie that pictured anything like that. There are aliens in this that were made by a company that he was very enthusiastic about, who said was the best, he said was the best people to do aliens. He loves the way we've done our aliens. And like that, there were 3 times as many blue screen shots, special effects shots, in this one than in the last one. Maybe it was of interest to you. Like that. So it was something. The other part of the question is there something, did something happen in the last half hour that's very surprising? Well,
Let's not say...
Yeah, if we can answer that part of the question, then we'll give you the movie away.
They will see the movie on Monday.
yeah, if there was,
They can wait.
yeah, we would
like you to win.
we would say, when did they, wasn't it Alfred Hitchcock who did those movies, Psycho, you know, or something? He said, you know, if you can't enter the theater even late, and don't tell anybody, you have to sign something, don't tell your friends what happens in this movie, you know.
Exactly like that.
There you go. And then the poop and Jeff watching you poop, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Okay, next question. Pregunta 2, Irving Torres, Cine...
Hola, ¿qué tal? Hi. Mr. Goldblum, you appear in many cool movies. You appear in
Pégate el micrófono,
Conferencia.
corazón. Pégate el micrófono, si quieres.
Mr. Goldblum, you appear in many cool movies like Conferencia, Fly.
What's the first one?
Yeah? Conferencia.
Yes.
Blockbusters like Jurassic Park. They are blockbusters
Blockbusters, yeah.
like Jurassic Park.
Yep.
The audience loves you. The audience, la gente te quiere.
What?
The audience,
People out the audience love it, thank you, yeah.
all the critics don't see you that way.
The critics don't see it that way.
The critics don't see it that way? Don't see it that way?
¿Qué quieres decir? No hablo en español.
Señor Goldblum, ha aparecido en muchas películas de Goldblum, como Nunca Avanzar, como La Mosca, el blockbuster con Jurassic Park,
Pégate el micrófono.
el mismo día de la independencia. La audiencia lo ama, pero la crítica se niega a verlo como un actor taquillero que la gente reconozca. ¿Qué le gustaría decirle a esa crítica que no lo ve como el actor grande que es?
I don't understand. The critic, did you understand?
Yes.
So he says that I've been in many of these movies, audiences seem to have some affection for me here and there.
Yes.
But critics, he's saying, this is
Saying
where I get...
that you're not a blockbuster actor. And what do you think about that? Because why the critics don't see you as a big actor that you are? That's the question.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know the reviews you're talking about. I don't know that I'd be honest. I read some reviews, I don't read all of them. I don't recall a review that I've read that says the critical and graciously shared the tidbit that you have there about, which you seem to attribute to a consensus among critics. I would refute that, but what do I care? I don't know if anybody thinks, I don't know, and I'm not familiar with it, if anybody thinks that, and if they do...
Well, if they do, they're wrong, because all of your films are blockbusters, so I don't know.
Well, not all of mine, you know, the blockbusters are the big ones. I make some small ones, Wes Anderson
But very few.
movies. Well, you know, you're so sweet, but I'm glad that I have a variety of movies. I make, you know, interesting, adventurous, small, movies, and these movies. I've had a very good time, and I hope people accept me in them. I don't know. I do my best. That's all I can do. I do my best.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
answer for a difficult question.
Difficult question. Very, very difficult question.
Yes.
I like difficult questions, though. Good.
Okay. Next question. Número 3, Alberto Barajas, la dirige.
¿Qué tal? Para la pregunta, pues, para cualquiera de los dos que quiera contestar. Es una película de hace muchos años que ahorita se vuelve a retomar. ¿Qué tan complicado fue, tanto para la nueva generación de actores como para la vieja guardia, poder compenetrarse para crear una buena química y que se pudiera ver en la película?
I understand. You can take it, and then I'll take it. I have something to say about that.
Okay, well, coming into this film, the fact that they took 20 years in between the two projects almost allows us to create something new. I mean, there's an incredibly solid foundation, and we have a fan base that has followed the film for the last 20 years and been demanding it for at least 15. But now, where there's a new generation who may not know the first film, we get to deliver this product to. And then coming into the film, we have, our veterans, Jeff Goldblum, Fox, and Jeff Hirsch, and so on and so forth. And they were so welcoming to us. And, they brought us in and they helped us feel like a part of their family that already pre-existed. And just helped us deliver our part, so that we can make something hopefully as great as the first film.
Good. I'm glad you felt that way. I would say, why wouldn't we be welcoming?
Les dimos la bienvenida y toda la ayuda que pudimos a los nuevos como Jessie, Usher, que fue espectacular esa bienvenida. Es como los equipos de fútbol que van a reclutar nuevos jugadores y traen al número 1 al jugador más importante. Fue algo así. Y por eso les damos la bienvenida, como cuando estamos en los vestidores y llegan los nuevos y les damos la novatada. Pero en cualquier caso, Jessie ayudó a que se compenetrara en las nuevas ediciones. Él es magnífico actor. Es una persona maravillosa, con mucho talento, y como ustedes saben, Angela Baby y muchos otros actores magníficos. Y para mí fue magnífico reunirme con Jack Hirsch, que es Julius Levinson, mi padre, me encantó. También tenemos a Bill Pullman, que es un magnífico actor y compañero. Pude conocerlo mejor en la segunda parte después de 20 años. También Brent Spiner, que es Brackish Ogun. Me encanta, nunca me canso de verlo. Y con la nueva oleada de los actores tenemos a Cela Ward, que es la presidenta Langford de Estados Unidos. Ella es una actriz magnífica. Me encanta su actuación. Y también hubo muchas de las escenas con Charlotte Gainsbourg. La han visto. La han visto en sus películas también, Melancholia. Creo que es magnífica. Trabajar con ella fue magnífico. Así que ni siquiera yo pensé en la mezcla de dos equipos, sino todo un esfuerzo nuevo y un grupo. Es como hacer una gran ensalada, todo un plato enorme, combinado en toda la película. Gracias. Thank you very much. Arturo Tobar.
Jeff.
Yes, sir.
20 años después regresas a una película enorme con efectos especiales nuevos. ¿Cómo te sientes estar de vuelta en este mundo? Y Jessie, ¿qué sientes de manera personal de incluirte en algo tan icónico como es Día de la Independencia?
¿Tú la contestas? Bien. ¿Puede decir también algo al respecto? Bueno, vamos a comenzar, Jessie. Realmente yo estaba emocionadísimo de ser parte de esto.
The first part was personally.
La primera parte se le olvidó. ¿Cómo te sientes personalmente de estar en una película como esta 20 años después? Como dije, me sentí emocionadísimo. Todo el aspecto fue magnífico. En la primera parte me divertí muchísimo y se hizo una película taquillera rápidamente y eso me encantó. Todos me felicitaron y me dijeron, vimos tu película, me encantó verla. Así que estaba yo muy emocionado de volver y especialmente al trabajar con el elenco que ya tenía. Pero Roland Emmerich, como dije, el productor, trabajar con él nuevamente fue magnífico. También con Levin, que es responsable de la primera parte y de la segunda, fueron creadores magníficos. Y también con Roland Emmerich. Es una persona magnífica, artística, creador, un director magnífico. En la primera película, él planeaba todas las tomas muy bien y saben que a nivel comercial sabemos que es un sitio icónico. Para mí particularmente, él es mi objeto de admiración y también sirve como modelo de educación y es un artista totalmente íntegro. Y no es una persona que haga las cosas solo a su manera. Él realmente estaba muy emocionado en crear la historia y siempre me preguntaba, mira, en las películas estas, ¿qué te parece si hago esto? ¿Qué te parece si hago esto? A él le encanta ser una persona creativa y él inculca eso en todas sus películas, lo cual yo encuentro muy admirable. Y los temas a los cuales él regresa, como en esta película, como en que todo el mundo se une y todos nos conectamos, una familia conectada sobre la tierra. Ya no existen diferencias de raza o religión, todos nos queremos y podemos trabajar juntos. Le encanta utilizar ese tema no como un dispositivo de tipo cínico, sino que sí lo cree, lo siente, es un humanista en el fondo. Y en su vida laboral lleva todas esas creencias de una manera muy apasionada. Así que si esta película tiene esa tinta de integridad y de corazón sincero, es por él. Así que me encantó trabajar en una película como esta por él y los demás actores. Muchas gracias. Para mí, yo estaba totalmente emocionado que el proyecto regresaba aquí, que Roland iba a dirigir nuevamente y que teníamos a varios de los artistas que están en el elenco, pero también escuchar que los personajes existían aquí y que ellos iban a estar en el equipo de defensa espacial y que iban a ayudar a salvar el mundo. Me encantó trabajar con el capitán del ejército. Me emocionó. Había mucha información muy emocionante. Por supuesto que yo estaba nervioso por todo lo que estaba pasando, porque esto es algo que no ves todos los años. Yo sé que el Día de la Independencia es cada año, el 4 de julio, pero no algo así. Mucha de la presión era porque esto es realmente algo enorme. Era una responsabilidad. La respuesta de todos fue magnífica, muy emocionados. Ver que todos estaban contentos de hacer esta secuela y con tal impacto 20 años después, a todos nos encantó hacerlo 20 años después. La energía regresó a esta segunda película. Fue una experiencia magnífica. Gracias. Next question, Liz Hill. Bienvenidos a México. Muchas gracias. Gracias por tenernos aquí. Eras un bebé casi en la primera película. Tenía 4 años. She's speaking in English. Quiero saber cómo fue el trabajo con Liam Vika, como tu madre, Vivica Fox, y también ¿en qué parte de tu vida decidiste ser actor? ¿En qué punto de mi vida decidí ser actor? Muy pronto, porque mis padres nos llevaban al teatro en Pittsburgh, de donde son los Steelers de Pittsburgh. Y a mí me encantaba ir al cine, a los teatros. Algo pasó en mí desde temprana edad. No podía creer lo que estaban haciendo. Yo quería estar en el estrado y mi padre me dijo, mi padre que era un doctor, me dijo, te doy un consejo. Él era un hombre muy experimentado y él me dijo, cuando selecciones tu vocación, lo que quieres hacer en la vida, tiene que ser algo que tú ames hacer. Tiene que ser algo que te encante. Ese es el camino, esa es la guía. Y luego, entre el quinto y sexto grado de primaria, en las vacaciones de verano, cuando hice una obra por primera vez, me la pasé tan bien. Mis padres estuvieron ahí y me dijeron, ¿qué te pareció? Y les dije, sí, fue magnífico. Y entonces se abrió el secreto para mí. Ya tenía una idea de lo que quería hacer. No le había dicho a nadie porque no conocía a ningún actor. Y en el segundo, tercero de secundaria tomé algunos cursos en el verano de actuación con profesores buenos que enseñaban a los chicos. Y también estos profesores iban en todo el país dando estos cursos. Y entonces me di un baño en la mañana, todavía me baño, tenía una puerta de cristal y escribí en el vapor, Dios mío, déjame ser un actor. Yo estaba muy obsesionado con la idea de convertirme en un actor, por lo cual estoy muy agradecido de tener la oportunidad de haberlo hecho todo este tiempo y me siento como un estudiante muy humilde que estoy aprendiendo y estoy dando mi mejor oferta al público. Muchas gracias. ¿Cuál fue la primera parte de la pregunta? Ya se me olvidó. Vika. Te hace sentir como que puedes hacer cualquier cosa. Cuando trabajas con actores que son tan experimentados como Jeff, te ayudan. Trabajando con estos actores te dan esta comodidad, te hacen sentir bien, te dan una palmada en la espalda y te hacen sentir libre. Y todo lo que te viene a la mente lo puedes decir sin miedo. Igual que con Jeff, te hace crear algo único. Como lo que decían de Roland Emmerich, que él se sentía limitado cuando no teníamos los efectos especiales. Bueno, cuando avanzas te das cuenta que lo puedes hacer y, por ejemplo, con Jeff, Vivica, Micah y todos los que estaban en esta película, cuando eres parte de este equipo, no tienes límites. Puedes tener cualquier idea, ponerla en la pantalla y hacerla que se haga realidad. Qué dulce.
Eric Gallardo,
Eric Gallardo, Cine 140. Eric.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Bienvenidos a México.
Welcome to Mexico.
Preguntas rápidas.
Quick questions to Jeff.
¿Qué tan difícil es
How
retomar un
difficult is to
personaje
take back
después de
a
20
character
años
after 20
y
years
rehacerlo
and then
totalmente?
remake
Porque
it
bueno, es otro tipo
completely,
de
because this is a
momento en su
different
vida.
time in his life.
Por otro lado, ¿qué es más difícil? ¿Pelear contra dinosaurios o contra naves extraterrestres o volverse una mosca? Y por otro lado, Día de la Independencia es una metáfora sobre los problemas que puede afrontar algo que está fuera de una ciudad, de un lugar. ¿Cuál es el mayor problema que está enfrentando Estados Unidos ahorita?
The first one, thank you so much. The first one was, what was it like? Was there any particular challenge in stepping into a part which I hadn't done in 20 years? I'd never done that before. I don't know that many people, it's kind of unusual. you know, maybe Paul Newman in Hustler and Color of Money and like that. But I liked it, and I'm nothing if not conscientious, and I worked on it. I had the first movie's experience as part of it was still sort of in me, so that helped. And then I saw the first movie again before I did it, and that helped. And then there were these couple of writers, James A. Woods, not the actor James Woods, but James A. Woods, who's also in the movie, and Nick Wright, who were a wonderful, passionate writing team, who came over to my house, and we spent a few days on going over every line, and what's this about, and what can I do? You know, I worked on it like that, and it was delightful. And Roland Emmerich helped a lot. One other thing that occurred to me that's not unrelated to this question is Roland Emmerich, in the course of his second movie, not only helped me, you know, realize, you know, this part as well as I could, and cut out the bad stuff, and you know, hopefully, you know, fashion something that was good for me. But he was very educational. I'm always after kind of learning too. But he taught me a great thing on this movie. I've been for the last couple of decades or so a little bit too, I realized on this movie, obsessed. I'm not going to bore you with inside baseball craft kind of things, because I'm a bit of a craft geek about acting. But I was a little too obsessed with bringing to the set a kind of parallel, extraneous preparation, and getting myself into a particular state by going away from the material a little bit up until the point we acted, and he, you know, kind of steered me away from that. And it was it was a little painful, and but it was, because I had this thing for a while, and it's still good as needed, this device. I don't know if any of this means anything to anybody, but in a very important way, I kind of jettisoned it. Anyway, he helped. The second part of the question is, what would I rather fight? Dinosaurs or fly or aliens or any of that? I don't know. Animals, you know, are our friends. I'd rather not fight any animals here on Earth. The fantastical, you know, reanimation of them, you know. I would hope that there's no fight that we need to have amongst, you know, there are dangerous animals to each other and dangerous to us, but they don't mean us harm, and I wish we would all figure out a way to live in our own areas, and they're entitled to as good a life as we are. Just because we have tools and we can dominate them doesn't mean we should, as I say something in that movie. So I'd like to live in peace with all the animals, no fighting. Ideally, I'd like to live in peace with all forms, if they exist, in the cosmos. Because what are we fighting about? I'm sure we're all just like all the peoples of this world, united in some commonality. And violence cannot be the ultimate solution to conflict, here on this planet or in the cosmos. I would hope that we could find peace in the entire universe. That's that. Is that one? Oh, and then the third question was, the biggest challenge of the United States. That's a bigger question. Maybe that's off topic. Maybe this isn't the time. But you know, our next job is to elect the best president, I think, and to do what this movie suggests and live with a win-win philosophy internationally. So nobody loses, we all win. We all can't live in dignity and in the fullness of the privilege of being alive unless we all take care of every single person. And I think Hillary Clinton will be best equipped to do that, in my humble opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Carlos Valencia, del señor Andrés.
Buenos días. La pregunta es la siguiente. A través de estos 20 años ha cambiado la tecnología y la forma de hacer cine, pero ¿ustedes consideran que la sustancia o la esencia del cine también ha cambiado bajo sus experiencias? ¿Y cómo proyectan más o menos esta visión en 20 años más? Hubo un gran cambio de tecnologías. Ahora en 20 años, ¿cómo visualizan la manera de hacer cine?
Y otra pregunta. ¿Podría decirnos algo más sobre su participación en la película de Marvel que se aproxima a Thor Ragnarok?
What?
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, the Grandmaster.
You want to take the first part about the technology?
Sure.
If I understand it correctly.
Yeah, if I understand it correctly, in my opinion, I think the fact that, the way the technology has advanced has allowed filmmakers to almost dream up whatever they want and to be able to make a film that it doesn't seem like, you're watching something that's ridiculous. Roland said the other day when we were doing a press conference that he wanted his films, no matter how big or how drastic, he always wanted it to seem like we were watching something real, and then, not a cartoon or a video game. So these days we have technology where we can make things like crazy things like this, like the world destroyers that can happen, and they can still feel real and not digitally, like a video game. It can actually strike fear in a person, because in terms of any types of art, you really just want to go for people's emotions. You can't do that if, they send it to a movie theater and then all of a sudden what they're watching seems very flawed.
People have gotten used to all things. At first when you would surprise people, remember the stories about the Lumiere brothers? When they first, did motion pictures and they filmed a train. All they did was like a couple of minutes of a train coming at the camera. People, when they saw it, when they showed people fainted and ran out of the screen and ran out of the theater.
Visually enticing, that's what they go for.
Yeah, Thor, I'm going to be in that the next Thor movie. I go to Brisbane, Australia in September, late September, and work with Chris Hemsworth, Liam's brother. I've never met him, but I met the two parents, Craig and Leona. Gee, they're a nice family. They're a wonderful family, beautiful family, and very special, really, and very down-to-earth and decent and great character. So I'm looking forward to working with Chris, and there's other people. Blanchett is in that movie, who was in Life Aquatic, and you were before, and and Taika Waititi is the director who directed What We Do in the Shadows, that very interesting improvised vampire movie that I like a lot, and he created that series Flight of the Conchords with his pal Jermaine Clement. I love him. I'm looking forward to working with him.
Thank you. Noemi Silva, Guayaquil.
Welcome to Mexico again. And the first question is for you, Jeff. So, what was your evolution as an actor since your first movie? What did you do better in this movie?
That's a good question. Well, it's been 20 years, and I'm trying to get better and better. I studied with Sandy Meisner, and he said it takes 20 years of solid work before you can even call yourself an actor. And I kind of know what he means now. Boy, I'm a late bloomer. I think I'm a slow learner, which is good. I stay interested. I don't know what I'd do if there wasn't a big aspect of all these projects that made me think, hey, I think I can get better with this. That's very happy-making to me. So what can I say in detail? I have a refined sense of myself, what I want to do. I'm more confident now. And I'll tell you, right in the middle, like I say, the thing that most occurs to me is right in the middle of that movie, during the movie, if you're really interested in craft, and maybe I explained it or not, but this idea of, I would bring music with me and listen to it like people do, like athletes sometimes do, and you can do it profitably sometimes given the scene at home, it can be